Good evening and welcome. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and here we are tonight on a live stream fighting CPS and stop taking our children. I want to give you a warm welcome. And I have a person that joined YouTube today called Positive Recovery. And hopefully she'll be back on. She came on at 11:43 today. So this is, as I say, a live stream. It's broadcast to you twice a day, 7 days a week, 14 live streams a week. I've been doing this since November of 2023. That's 17 months. And I do this daily, one at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast of California, and again at evening time at 7 p.m. on the West Coast of Southern California. They're 1 hour live stream. And again, this is all about CPS, how to fight CPS, how to get your children back, what to do if CPS contacts you, and so forth. Now, I'm not an attorney. I'm a loving father and a husband. I've raised 6 children. I have 42 years of marriage experience. So I have a lot of life skills, and I can help you. My family was also involved in CPS, where children were trafficking, and we had a rogue CPS. Now, what I define CPS as a child protection system. Every county and every state has a child protection system. It's mandated by Congress that that they have social workers that will protect the children from neglect and abuse. So part of special social services. And every county will have different names. Like in California, for the Orange County, it was the Child Protection Services, CPS. With LA County next door, it's Department of Children and Family Services, DCFS. In Prescott, Arizona's Department of Children's Services, DCS. In Richmond, Kentucky, it's the cabinet. So it's so hard to say over the thousands of CPS systems out there, not only in the United States, but worldwide. I've had 21 countries contact me. I've had Indonesia, Bangladesh, India. I've had Libya, Saudi Arabia. Then over in Africa, I've had Liberia. I've had Sudan. I've had Rwanda. I've had Mozambique. And then I've had 2 provinces in South Africa. Then up to Europe, I've had England, Scotland, and Wales. And I've had Denmark and Sweden. Across the pond in North America, I've had 4 provinces in Canada. I've had 50 states that have people have called in from all 50 states, some many times over. And then also I've had the District of Columbia. South of the border, I've had Mexico. And then in South America, I've had Grenada. Across the South Pacific, I've had New Zealand. And then I've had Australia. I've had 2 states in Australia, the land down under. So it's well diversified. It's over 1,000 people. And hello, Margaret. Welcome. Margaret is from St. Louis, Missouri. Now, I do want to tell everybody that there are regular people that come in here every night, every day, and so forth. And they're part of the family. And Margaret's one of those. And I'm so glad to meet her. We have a new person named Colson Lewis. Good evening. And Colson Lewis says, I've been calling you today. Well, you may not know it, that I'm only can take calls during my live screen times. So if you call me before my live stream starts or after it, I can't talk to you. Okay? But you can call in. You can call in, and I will answer the phone call. I just have to go over a couple rules right now, or logistics or anything about this podcast. Now, I am asking you, Mr. Davis, who's our attorney who produces this podcast, um, has asked me to try to get help with the um, the um, um, the room, because we do have to pay costs for the room. It's on SteamYard. It's broadcast on YouTube. So um, he has asked me to try something new, and basically it says, I need your help to keep the show and this channel going. The costs of productions are ever increasing. Help us maintain the channel by donation to our channel, and we have several options. Just go to the link below to support our fight against CPS. At the bottom of my page, there's a link. Now, there's a Cash App link, a Zelle link, an Apple Pay link, a Google Pay link, and a credit card link. At the end of each of those links, we have the following. If you're a titanium contributor, that's $10 per month. $10 per month. You get a private Facebook group and community additional videos and seminars that are seen anywhere else. One new video or seminar at least twice a month. Group will be vetted to try and make sure it does not include social workers, attorneys for social workers, or anyone else associated with or working for social workers. Number two, it's a diamond contribute. It's $5 per month. You get a monthly newsletter, a monthly group calls with Attorney Davis explaining parts of CPS case. Each call will have a handout. You have monthly group calls with Attorney Vincent Davis explaining a civil rights case against a social worker. Each call will have a handout. Then you have the third one, which is called the Platinum Contribute, $250 per month. You have the monthly newsletter, a group call with Attorney Vincent Davis, part of the CPS. Each call will have a handout. Then you have the Gold Contributor. That's $1 per month. Monthly newsletter, private Facebook group, and community additional videos and seminars. So we have a show producer, Grace, who will set all this up and do this. Hold on one second. I just had a call from Grace here. Hold on a second. Now, Grace says, that's my show producer. She just contacted me. She said, we're passionate about bringing you the information you need, sharing the stories to raise. Okay. Yes, Grace. Hello, Grace. Okay.
The person you are trying to reach is on the phone. Leave your message at the tone. Press pound when finished.
Yeah, hi, Grace. I just tried to answer your call, but it didn't seem to go through. I'll hang up and let you try me again. I just had to revise the script here. It says that we are passionate about bringing you the information you need, sharing the stories to raise awareness, inspire, and to fight CPS, to keep creating the content you love. We need your support. Production costs are rising, and every contributor makes a real difference. You can help us by continuing to donate through I'm confused here. Grace, you say we're not supposed to we've got to stop promoting. Okay. 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 Anyway, we need help to support this live stream. It's really, really important. Okay, so we have the $10 membership, the $5 membership, the $2.50 membership, and the dollar membership. And each of those memberships will help you. You get more things with a course the $10 than you do with the $1. And basically, we are a lot of information to help you with your CPS case. And below, I have you've let me switch that here. Boy, I'm sorry for being so confusing. Is my apologies go out there now. The bottom of my page has the store, which you can write to. It's called the Stan Store /attorney/Vincent W.D. That's where you can get guidebooks and you can pay your membership there. The $10, the $5, the $2.50, or the dollar. And that's what you see on the screen going below. Okay. Now, you also, and I love the heart. That was nice. That came from Colson Lewis. Thank you. You found the emojis. Emojis, you could do either the smiley faces, the hearts, or the thumbs up. You can also send stars. Please check below to follow me. Also, please, if you want to be notified when I'm on live, please check below. Okay? And so this Stan Store is where you can get guides, booklets. Like there's a new grandparent guide called The Grandparent Steps to Get Guardianship of Your Grandchildren, to see your grandchildren. It's based for California, but it could be for other states and for parents. It's only $9.99, but there's a special rate that it's only half off if you use my discount code of capital P, capital A, capital C, capital E, 50, PACE 50. Also, I have another ticket across the bottom of the screen. If you want to speak to Mr. Davis, my attorney, for 30 minutes, he has a special rate that I've done. That it's going to be only $60. You go to that website link and you go there and you pay your credit card to $60 and you have a private Zoom meeting for 30 minutes with Mr. Davis. You just follow that website. It's https://candidly.com/apptsvwd/Bob Bass. So you want to do that. Now, Colson Lewis is that you can call in. I'm going to put my phone number up right after I finish two other things. Hi, Crystal Sandoval. Long time no talk to. How you been, Crystal? How you been? if you could help me out, for some of you that are new to this room, when you're typing in a message, you text me a message, either about a CPS comment or a CPS question, please show me your first name, your city, or your county, and the state, and if you're from outside of the United States, your country, because we're open to all. I just said we have 21 countries that participate there. Please try to be complete with your CPS case. Tell me how it got started, who's involved, and what happened. Now, if you want to be a guest on my live stream, all you have to do is contact my show producer. Her name is Grace, and she can be reached at grace@vincentwdavis.com. There are 14 podcasts. And by the way, on the weekends, on Saturday and Sunday, I'm on at 8 o'clock in the morning. And if I'm on different times during the week, I'll let you know. But anyway, please email grace@vincentwdavis.com, and she'll give you a link. It goes to StreamYard, and she'll tell you what you can do and not do on the live stream. And lastly, I'm going to put my phone number up because one of you wanted to call me. You can call me at 626-698-0990. 626-698-0990. Crystal is from Houston, Texas, and she's been on before. I know that. And welcome. I have no idea where Carson Lewis is from, but it'd be nice if you could tell me, Carson Lewis. Margaret's from St. Louis, Missouri. Now, if you're a guest on my live stream or you call in, you're eligible for a free 15-minute private Zoom consultation with Mr. Davis. That's a private Zoom consultation with Mr. Davis. And he'll talk to you about anything about your case. Now, why I keep emphasizing Mr. Davis? Mr. Davis is a professional licensed juvenile law, family law, dependency law attorney who's also a trial attorney. And he once was in foster care, and he's been fighting CPS for 39 years. He also does civil lawsuits. When your case is closed, he'll sue CPS and win back millions of dollars about your case. He is a very aggressive attorney. He's a pit bull of attorney, and he will fight for your rights in CPS. And my rule number one is you need to have an attorney. It's just like open heart surgery. You're not going to cut open your chest cavity, take your heart, and work on it. You're going to have a professional doctor. Same goes for CPS. You don't know who's corrupt and who's not corrupt. There are rogue CPS entities out there, and it's really hard. So that's why you need a real attorney, or find one like Mr. Davis. Crystal, thank you for the heart. That is really sweet. That's really, really sweet. So actually, I've talked to you about my rule number one about getting an attorney. To get an attorney. So this typical live stream involves people that are texting or calling in or a guest on my show talking about their case or how they help out others. A lot of you have a wealth of information. You have to understand the rogue CPS, the child protection systems, are bad out there. They're corrupt. They are not transparent. They hide things, and they will certainly retaliate. I know my my case involved my family. My daughter was completely taken away from us by a social worker doing revenge. And that's the worst kind. That's the worst kind of social worker there is, one that does that. Now, we have Chew Baby. Welcome, Chew Baby. I know you're from Virginia, right, Chew Baby? I think Chew Baby is from Richmond, Virginia. if I'm not there. And thank you for listening, Chew Baby. Crystal's from Houston, Texas. Colson Lewis says he tried to call me all day, and he wanted to talk on the live stream, and I would really like you to do that. Okay. Now, Margaret and Colson and Crystal and Chew Baby, what would you like me to talk about tonight? What question or comment do you have for me? Now, I do talk about my rules. There's 5 of them. I just told you my first rule is to get an attorney. You need to fight them professionally with their attorney. Rule number 2 is documentation. You need to document everything. That means you need to get yourself a notebook, a thick one with a ring binder, 3-ring binders. And you want to hole punch all your papers, and you want to organize them by using subject dividers. And one of the most important documents is the incident time log. The incident time log is where you keep track of all your incidents. You keep track of all your incidents. And the way you do that is you take a sheet of notebook and you start with the oldest first. Use 3 lines. Your first line is the phone number, the date and time, and the location and the people you talked to. The second line is a summary of what the incident was about, a 1-sentence summary. The third line is the outcome. If you don't have the outcome, you can fill it in later. But that is a real important document, along with your court papers, your certificate of your parent classes, your certificate of the programs that you complete, your drug test results, things like that nature you need to put in there and document. When you meet with a social worker, make sure you have your attorney present. Do not talk to a social worker alone. Do not talk to them because they'll use what you say against you. Use the advice of your attorney. And I'm talking about a real attorney that's schooled in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. The court-appointed attorneys or the public defenders, CPS, hopes you want to take them because they're hired by CPS. They know nothing but just criminal law. They're brand new starting out, and they will not fight for your case. They won't meet with you because they have a caseload of 30 or more clients. So they don't have time. So do not use the court-appointed public defenders unless it's a last resort. If you cannot come up with the money for a professional attorney, use them, but make sure they work for you. Make sure that you tell them that if they don't perform, you will sue them for negligence, and you report them to the state bar. So enough says of rule number 1. Now, hello there, Jeannie Andresall. Or Joanne, I'm sorry, not Jeannie, Joanne M. Andriol. Where are you from? What city or county or state or even country you're from? That would be great. We know Chew Baby is from Richmond, Virginia. We know Crystal Sandoval's from Houston, Texas. We don't know where Colson Lewis is from, and we know Margaret King is from St. Louis, Missouri. In fact, Margaret has hired Mr. Davis to defend her, to help her get her kids back. She has a real difficult case, but she's learning to work with Mr. Davis. She's learning to work. I too hired Mr. Davis in my case. I've been fighting CPS for 15 years. It all started in 2010 when I lost my job through no fault of my own at the age of 60. I was unaware. See, there's two kinds of people. There's the mandated reporter people, which are the professionals. They're trained and educated. They're like your doctors, your nurses, your school teachers, your principals, your counselors, your caregivers, anybody that works with children. Those are mandated reporters, meaning that they take classes on how to recognize abuse and neglect. Now, examples of neglect are as the child is starving, or the child does not go to school, or the child doesn't have good clothing on there. Those are neglect. Abuse is when a child is picked up and thrown against the wall, or the head is shaken, or some type of physical force is used on the child that creates welts, like a wiring or a stick or a spoon. Those are all a no-no. That is abuse. Anyway, these mandated reporters are trained to recognize abuse, and about 75% of the time they're correct about the abuse when they report it. The other kind of individual is the layperson. That's your family and friends and acquaintances. And they call in too, but they're not trained, and about 50% of them are right. 50% are right. So you got to be careful with these two kinds of reporting, the mandated reporters and the laypersons. But that's how CPS watches, the social services watch them, is by the calls that come in. The only problem is when a call comes in, you're automatically guilty until you're proven innocent. You're guilty of whatever the mandated reporter says, the professional, or whatever the layperson says. The layperson, you're guilty, so you have to prove your innocence. Now with CPS, it starts off with the investigation. When the calls come in, they have 24 hours to make an investigation. Usually they'll try to come out to your home and catch you off guard and try to talk to you in your home. Rule number 3 says you do not talk to them. You do not let them in your home. You don't answer the door. You were told as a little child not to answer the door to strangers. The police and the CPS are strangers. You don't want to answer the door because a lot of times it's proven by doing so, they'll come in, they think they can walk around your home, they'll find things that maybe you didn't think were bad, and then they'll ask for your children. You do not surrender your children. They need 3 ways to get in your home and to take your children. They need your permission or permission of another family member. You got to make sure you tell all the family members not to answer the door. Or this could be violence going on that could endanger the child, such as the child's caught up with arguing parents who are hitting each other and maybe striking the child. It's wrong to have domestic violence and have children endure that. You as parents have got the responsibility. You give your children time out for misbehaving. You as parents, when you argue, not one side's going to win. You need to walk away, do a timeout, take a walk, come back and talk about it, but not in front of the children. The children don't need to hear that or see that. They love their parents. You have to understand the best parents are the biological parents. The children have proven undearly love for their parents. Now we had some more people come in. We've had Love, and thank you for coming in again. Well, thank you. Thank you, Love. I am trying my best to emphasize the importance of how to fight CPS and how to keep your children. So don't answer the door. Don't let them in. And if you encounter them outside, don't panic. Tell them very nicely that you can't talk to them because you need your attorney present. You see, your Civil rights say that all legal proceeding you must be having an attorney represent you. Now, if you ask for one, that's real shaky. You need to hire one. And again, you need to find the right kind. And my rule number one is about getting an attorney, and you have to really find one in your area. Now, when you research the internet, it's really important. My rule number 4 talks about how to research the internet on CPS. It's how you phrase your words. You should start off with the city, then the state, then the CPS. If you're with a country, you put the CPS after the country. Now, if the city is small, like maybe Athens, Georgia, you might want to put Athens, comma, Atlanta, Georgia, and then you put the letter CPS. And that brings up all the CPS matters. But if you want to be more specific, like say you want to know what the Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978 is, or you want to know how to file a 388 motion, or what is a 160 hearing, or how do I file a complaint against a judge, how to replace a social worker. Okay, after the CPS, you write in that thing. And so if you're looking for an attorney, you start off with, after CPS, you start off with a attorney in juvenile law, family law, dependency law, fighting CPS. And that's going to give you a list of names. You screen through them and you want to find 2 of them. The first person you're going to call is Mr. Davis. He has several ways you can talk to him. One, you can talk to him for free for 15 minutes, or you can pay $60 for 30 minutes. Or if you want to, you can call his office at 888-888-6582. Lori, are you from, I think you're from North Carolina. Are you? I forgot where you're from. Love. Love's been on before. Chew Baby's been on before. Crystal Sandoval's been on before. We have a new person, Colson Lewis, and Joanne Androli, and Margaret King has been a long time regular here too. And so when you search the internet, you find those attorneys. Then you have 2 important questions to ask them. Your first question is are you a professional, licensed juvenile law, family law, dependency lawyer? You need to ask that question. And if they say yes, your second question is going to be, when the case is closed, have you ever done a civil lawsuit against CPS and won money back from them either in state court or federal court? If the answer is yes, you got yourself a winner. All you need to do is find 2, and you're going to call them up and speak to them. You're going to have to identify again their references. You should ask for 3 references from each attorney. You need to call and verify if this attorney is a good attorney. Also, you need to see what the chemistry is between you and the attorney. Are you getting along all right? Can you talk to him? Also, he or she would tell you the retainer. It could be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000. It all depends on the complexity of the case and how long the case has been going on. But they're going to need money in a retainer. I had to get attorney. I got him late. I got him a year after my case had started. And that was a big mistake because I lost my daughter because of that. But I had to quick sell my home. I took a loss on my home, sold it, got the money, and hired Mr. Davis. And I'm glad I did. He got my 2 boys back. It took from 2015, 2017 to get my children back. I've been fighting them since 2010, and they had 5 years of harassing me. I held them off. I showed them my home. I answered their questions, concerns, and they saw that my children were not in danger. But after 5 years, they were frustrated because they got here now. I have someone calling in, area code 804. A warm welcome. This is Bob Pace on live stream. What can I do for you?
Hi, Bob. It's Libby.
Hi, Libby. Where are you from, Libby?
No, it's you, baby.
Oh, Chew Baby. I'm sorry. I Chew Baby is from Richmond, Virginia, right?
Yeah,
Okay, I have pretty good memory, don't I?
you sure do.
And what can I do for you, Chew Baby?
Well, first and foremost, I wanted to say thank you for taking my call.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Second of all, I wanted to say, for the people that are dealing with CPS, do not answer the door. Do not let them into your house. They do not have a case if you do not give them one.
Well said. Well said.
Because if you know that nothing is going on and you're not doing anything wrong, don't answer the door and do not speak to them. They have no case if there's nothing going on.
That's right, True Baby, because I know that like a fool, I did not know that. And I allowed them to come into my home in 2015, and they had brought a truckload of investigators because they were determined to find something.
When CPS came to my door and I had my sister call on me, they came into my home and they found absolutely nothing wrong. But I had a airplane bottle. I'm not sure what it's like in California or Arizona, but they have what's called mini airplane bottles that they sell at our local, in my state, we have ABC. So, and I mean, it is literally smaller than a hand sanitizer bottle of alcohol. It was sitting in my windowsill that I had completely forgotten about. It is probably about 3 years old. I let CPS into my home. They took a picture of it, and they said, "Oh, whose alcohol is that?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" They said, "Well, who just took that alcohol?" And then they blew it up into a whole thing. And I said, I completely forgot that was even there.
Yeah, it is. Right. Yeah, it is one of the things. That's why you don't let them in, because you need to get your house set up before you let them in.
Well, my house is clean. It smells good. My daughter's taken care of. Her clothes are clean. She's well fed. But they took literally a very minuscule thing and was like, "Oh, you're an alcoholic." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's been sitting up there for years."
Oh, boy.
So the key point is they will look at any little thing. Don't speak to them. Don't let them in your home. If they come to your door, just say, "I respectfully decline." Shut the door. Don't even answer the door.
Mm-hmm.
They do not have a case if you do not give it to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that is the big thing. If you have nothing going on in your home, just don't give it to them because they have no case. They only have an allegation.
That's what they're investigating within that first 24 hours. And as I say, 75% of the allegations by professionals are usually right, and 50% by the lay people, but it could be wrong. And a lot of times it's wrong, and they need to find some information. So that's why they're there. They'll go through your personal clothing drawers and search for drugs and stuff. They are very notorious. They think because you allow them in, they give them permission to search the home. That's not the case. You do not do that. They need a court warrant that spells exactly what they're supposed to do.
Exactly. And as a person who, and I know a lot of people may have some things about themselves that are, they got to get right, they got to straighten it up and all that. But me, I let them in my home. I was like, what do you need to look at? What do you want to search through? I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
They took one little thing on a windowsill and made it wrong. So even if look, nobody's perfect. So even if you got to get a couple of things right in your life, still, don't let them in your house. Don't answer your door. And don't speak to them without a lawyer. Because they will take everything a child says. They will do anything they can. They will take it out of context and they will flip it. Me and my husband spent well over $5,000. We got a private lawyer. We went to court, and then the court just dropped it. It has now been 2 months. We're waiting to get our court fees back. But, long story short, don't open the door. Don't speak to them. Get a lawyer, and if you can, and if you need to, reach out to your local social services and just get an opinion from a lawyer, because CPS is not out for the well-being. They're out to line their pockets.
Yes, it's a money thing. It's a money thing. Now, you've been listening to me for quite some time. Has anything I've shared with you helped you in your case?
Oh, you helped me so much in my case. I won my case back in January, and I started listening to you back in September of last year.
Okay.
I started searching on YouTube, and I found you. And I found you before I even found Vince Davis. And I just love that you were super real. You gave your opinion. You shared your story. Because me and my husband almost went into debt around this. We're now getting out of debt for it. And I even shared your videos with my husband.
Good. Sometimes
when I called into your shows, my husband was sitting on the couch we were watching on YouTube, and he was listening to me talk to you live. And, it was extremely helpful.
Have you talked to Vincent Davis yet?
I never talked to him. I just kind of really liked your flow of things.
Sure, understood. But I'm just trying to tell you that I want to make sure that I offer you a chance to talk to Mr. Davis free for 15 minutes on a private consultation. Anybody that calls into my live stream or that is a guest on my live stream is eligible for a free 15-minute consultation with Mr. Davis via Zoom. And it's a real good thing because you can make your list of questions, prioritize the questions, and ask away. And it's really great because there may be something legally, because I'm not a lawyer, but legally he can tell you his advice. So Is that something?
Anybody else that calls into you,
Yeah.
I would highly advise them to call in to Vincent. I think he's very educated. I think he's very well knowledge, and I think he could give some very good advice for anybody needing legal advice or needing any help that they need. So if they need to, definitely call into your show. Definitely get that 15 minutes because it is well worth it.
Yeah, I mean.
So if anybody is listening to this right now, they definitely need to call in to Bob. They definitely need to call in to Vince. They need to hit up those links, and they just need to get on the train because at the end of the day, this is your children, this is your life, and these men can absolutely help you because what they did for me and what Bob did for me and all the videos that I watched about Vince, it absolutely helped me. So at the end of the day, call the number, hit up the Instagram, hit up whatever links they have, put it down in the description, whatever phone numbers they have linked. You guys definitely need to hit up it because these men have been through it. They know what they're doing. And please, please, please reach out because this is real life stuff, and they can actually help you with it.
Yes, it is real life stuff, and I agree with you on that. This is reality, and it sets in because I'm speaking from firsthand. You know, I want to thank Crystal Sandoval for the thumbs up and for the heart, as well as Colson Lewis. So thank you there.
Well, I don't want to keep you, Bob. I just wanted to call in and say thank you. I love you. I love Vince. And I hope everything that you guys are doing goes well, too. And I'll still keep treading on these lives. And I'm always here listening.
I know. I'm glad you are, too, baby, because you've helped other family members. I have about 25 to 50 people that have come here. They're part of my family that want help. And you guys are so good helping one another. You really are. You're listening and you're really concerned and you know what it is to have your child ripped out of your arms and trafficked into foster care and alienated. It's really sad what CPS doing, all because it's the money thing. It's the money thing.
Well, I got my girl back. She's about to turn 11 this year. We're going to have a big birthday celebration. And we're just living life solid now. So
that's
thank you,
great
Bob.
news.
I love you.
Yeah,
and I'm going to hang up now just to give some other viewers some time to call in.
Okay, thank you, Chew Baby. God bless you.
God bless you, Bob. Have a good night.
Yeah, good night. Wow, that's really refreshing. You know, no matter how many times I'm on here talking, and sometimes I talk a lot, and I don't mean to, but, you know, it's up to you all. If you call in or be a guest on my live stream or text me questions or comments, it's great because then I feel like I'm helping you all because that's what I want to do. I don't want you to do the same mistakes that I made. I hate for anyone to go through the process of losing your daughter. My daughter was only 12 at the time when the social worker retaliated against us because Mr. Davis had caught her committing perjury in court under oath. She lied. She lied big time, and she was so embarrassed. So she retaliated against us and told our daughter that you can emancipate from your parents and your family. It means divorce your mom, dad, your 3 brothers, your 2 sisters, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles and cousins. Divorce them all. Then change your name. And she had a beautiful name. She had one of the most beautiful names we gave her. And then she sealed her birth certificate that she was no longer from us. and she got a new birth certificate and put her foster parents in. She got a second Social Security card and was double dipping from Social Security. She's using the card that when she was born with us and the card that she picked up. They didn't check it. So she was getting double amount of money from my my Social Security funds. It's sad. It's really sad. As a parent, if you have children, you're over the age of 60, you can get additional help from Social Security for those children. That's something a lot of people don't know. But if you have children and you're over the age of 60, you can get funds every month for those children. It's a lot of funds. Again, it's from your Social Security that was taken out. See, everybody gets Social Security taken out, and then the government takes the money, makes interest. They don't share the interest with you, and they only give you small amounts going back. They don't give you the amount of money that they take in Social Security. So keep that in mind too. There's a lot of life skills that I can help you with. You aren't born with CPS. Now, I talked about, getting a lawyer. I talked about documenting everything. I talked about answering the door or giving CPS your children or coming into your home. You also have to work something called medical trafficking. Medical trafficking is where your child is ill and you take them to urgent care or you take them to the emergency room. Apparently, there is social workers that work for CPS, the Child Protection System, that also work in the hospital. And they overhear something. Next thing they do, they want to take your child because they want money. And they'll get the police or something in there. That is a no-no. Do not give up your child. They have to have a warrant. And they won't have a warrant. Also, any of you that are having a baby, you're pregnant and having your baby, don't let the social workers in your room or take your baby. Tell the staff they're not on your list. You want them out of there and they can sit there and wait. Because you don't want to give up your child at birth. Again, the best parents are the biological parents. So watch the medical trafficking. My rule number 4, I've talked about it. It's how you phrase your words and search for information on the internet. It's a powerful tool. There's so much information you can find, and you can quantify it. And you make it more harder. So you start off with the city, the state, or if you're from another country, you put the country. You put the letters CPS, and then you can define what in CPS you want to find. Now we're getting close to the end of my podcast. I only go to 8 o'clock, and it's about let's see here. It's 7:58, so I have about 2 minutes left of my podcast. So I'm going to take my phone number down because we can't take any more phone calls. Remember, I can only talk to you during my show. Before or after my show, I cannot talk to you. So what this all means is that I want to thank you tonight for listening. I want to thank Chew Baby from Richmond, Virginia, telling you all how it's helpful to her. I want to thank Love, who is from North Carolina. And Joanne and Draylee, I have no idea where you're from. And Colson Lewis, I have no idea. Crystal Sandoval is from Houston, Texas. And Margaret King is from St. Louis, Missouri. Thank you all for calling in or texting a message. And thank you for supporting me and supporting Mr. Davis. Look into those types of memberships. Look into those types of memberships. We need your help. So keep fighting for your kids, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. God bless you, and this is Bob Pace signing off.